corporate lies, Bennigan's apron dead inside. No silver spoon, just static screams. Radio voices feeding my dreams. Can't reconcile this split brain ride. Jersey Storms versus LA's pride. 1 foot drowning, 1 foot burn. Which coast do I crash when it's my turn? Jordan doesn't know the love before her face. Long nights bleeding in that neon place. K-Rock Van and the chemical glow. All those shadows she'll never know. Jordan doesn't feel those echoes below. Jordan doesn't know. Jordan doesn't know. Who's that brown kid with the balls? Mexican blood, they're confused, disgust. Carried his pride.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing on them trees.
What's up, everybody? It's the After Show, but later, episode number 315. I know it says it in the description. 15, 16? 16?
16, homie. It's the Stone Cold episode, dog.
Okay.
316.
Okay. And then let me know, Andrew, let me know in the chat if how the audio is, because when I've been looking back, Luis has been a little low, so I tried to raise him up today. I just want to make sure that we're on par. So let me know if he's too loud, if I'm too loud, and just so we're on par. I can edit that after the fact. I'm not trying to give you a job, but we appreciate you being here early. Sometimes you get early. Sometimes, you know, when you get to a party early and they have you putting out the freaking tablecloths and shit. So that's kind of what Andrew's here early, so he kind of has to, you know. Anyway, Luis.
Behind the Weber wrote Shinfo.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
the boy said.
How'd the past week look? How are you doing just in general? And yeah, man, how's everything going?
Shit, man. I mean, what's up, everybody? What's up, future dude? And thanks for having me again, homie. Man, Thanksgiving came and went. I mean, I think it was a good little reset. I think a lot of people I know, like yourself, got back to the grind, right back to it Friday. And then, I mean, for me, I had that whole week off and actually still kind of on vacation. So I'm just trying to catching up on some R&R, spend time with friends and family, dude. So I'm just grateful that I had good Thanksgiving. Everyone I know got to see the loved ones, got home safe and all that fun stuff, and good food, good friends, and a lot of hey, you remember that one time with homies and families and
Yeah.
people at relatives at Thanksgiving parties.
Yeah, man. So like nobody. Oh, Keebler's here. You know what? This dude, I'll say Keebler, he likes to come at me in text messages. He likes to be all nice on the chat, and then he likes to come and talk all his smack in the text. So talk it here, Vato. That's why we're here. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think in my office on Friday, it was me and one other person, and it actually worked out good though, because I got so much done. I hated to go to work. I was like, should I just not go in? And then I was like, nah, I already said I would. And then so I was like, whatever. I got so much done. I was like actually stoked. So when the weekend started, I was like, hell yeah, let's go, you know? So and then Fournier, I'm not gonna say Fournier anymore. It's Fournier. Andrew Fournier is here. Yeah, Andrew Sims here early. Keebler. So and then Luis Cortez Jr. always here. So yeah, man, I don't know where you want to get started from. You know, you just talked about Thanksgiving, catching up and all that, but Covino and Rich, what is there that has stood out to you this week? I have plenty of opinions. So let me know where you want to start.
No, I mean, I think a lot of the hot button. I think even today, I think let's talk about that, right? When they were got into the movies, and
Yeah.
I happened to be at the gym, so it was funny what they were talking about. But what's your take? I know I see you say, "Oh, I got my opinion on this." What was your stance on it?
On the movies?
Yeah.
Oh.
With what how Rich was saying, just getting all lovey-dovey and like I kick it with Covino's point where he was like, "Hey, for when you kick it with the homies, you're not talking about like Christmas movies and feelings and shit." Like,
Not
I
even-
get that 'cause I just did that.
Well, not even that, dog. It's just weird because Rich had a comment where he was like, he looked at Covino like Covino was weird, and he's like, you don't want to just like cuddle up on the couch with your woman and get emotional? And I was like, I never want to get emotional. I'm an emotional dude, but I never want to be emotional. I get there and I'm fighting it the whole time. How many vato tears do you have to cry in your life? Like 69? I may have one coming, and I'm just like, I never say, you know what? Next Thursday, I think me and my wife should sit on the couch and get emotional. I've never done that in my life, ever. I've never scheduled time to get emotional. The only time I've known I was gonna get emotional is I'm like, oh, I got my grandpa's funeral on Thursday. I might get emotional. Not saying, you know what? I don't have anything to do this weekend. Saturday morning. Hey, you want to get together and let's sit on the couch and get emotional? That just saying it that way was so weird to me. Not even, oh, you never want to sit back and watch a lighthearted film with your mom, with your lady? Or you don't want to watch something a little lighthearted, there's so much craziness in the world. He said they want to set aside time to be emotional. That was what was weird to me.
And it was, and I think it's always how he says it, because I think he even said cute, and it was just like in the context of the words you use, and it was just like it just sounded off, bro. And I mean, to each their own, pro alone, but I thought it was funny because I got a lot of people different opinions. Some people are saying Rich was the odd one out, and man, and I don't think you're even saying this, and I don't either. We're not even saying that's bad, and I don't even think Rich was. Like, if that's what you do, and that's what you like to do, and that's what fucking have it your way, but like,
Yeah,
that is not how I think. I don't
Burger
think
King.
that's how a lot of people think. Like, that's the rarity or the one-off guy. You know what I mean? It's not the common man shit for
Mhm.
sure.
No, 100%. And that's where it was weird to me because I'm like, yeah, like my wife watches, I mean, there's some cool shit she watches, but she'll be watching shit like Riverdale, where it's like about some high school kids in New York or some shit, right? Some like weird ass shit. And I'm like, all right, cool. If she's like, hey, you want to watch this? I'm like, can we watch something we both want to watch? Or maybe I might even be, hey, you know what? I'm in a good mood today. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll sit and I'll watch you or whatever. But I don't even. My wife's not even a big Hallmark movie person, which is like my mom. That's like her shit. So I feel like it's kind of like older lady shit. Even I don't even feel like like if my mom, like, I go to her house, it smells nice. The room's perfectly dim lit, right? It freaking, there's a candle maybe. And then she has like a Hallmark movie in the background. Like, that's what I don't picture. I don't know. And again, like you said, there's nothing wrong, but I feel like the way he presented it is so weird. And he made
It
it
was
like,
off. It was off. I think that was the biggest thing. It was off. The way he sent the message was off. Like, nobody was bitching. I think that's what he was trying to portray
yeah.
too. We're like,
And he made
nobody's
it,
saying that.
he made it
Nobody's
like,
doing that.
he made it like Covino was the weird one. That's what made it oddest to me, you know?
Yeah.
Let me see what Keebler said. Wife and I get emotional watching action movies. She loves that ballful Jason Statham. Watching movies with your lady, but goddamn, he's a chick. I agree, Andrew. Luis is from Vegas. Yes, Keebler. Preach, Vato, preach. All right. Well, yeah, but you know what? But there was also a part where Covino couldn't understand Rich is like how Rich likes to watch those movies. That's not what stood out to me, because I'm like, everybody likes corny shit. This is one of Rich's corny things, right? I'm like, everybody, like, there was I don't know what song it was on Covino's playlist recently, where he was sharing them. There was some weak ass song, and I'm like, everybody has soft spots for some corny in their life, right? Even if it's a little tiny corner, a little speck, right? But he couldn't fathom the idea. He couldn't phantom, like Stanley T would say. He couldn't phantom the idea that Rich would be into some corny shit. And it's like, oh, it's just preference, like, yeah, that is some corny shit. I don't get it. But there's plenty of shit I dig that other people don't get. Or just like Covino's very Uncle Joey and everything's weak, right? In that way, like, I don't get how like I'll give you a perfect example. Covino liked he had heard the Backstreet Boys, thought they were a cool R&B group, found out they were a bunch of corny ass white boys and said I don't like them anymore. That's odd to me.
For nerds. That's for nerds.
Like that's odd to me to be like, oh, I dig them. Oh wait, they're not cool. Now I don't like them. Like that's odd to me. I'm like, if you dug them, you dug them. I mean, who gives a shit, you know? But he couldn't. He's like Rich, like basically, like what's wrong with you? He wanted to shake him, you know? I don't know.
Yo, Keebler, I just to answer what Javier said. Yeah, I live in Northtown. I don't know if you live around or whatever.
Nah,
Let me know what's up. But,
Keebler's in Texas.
oh, I used to work in Texas back and forth to Odessa, West Texas there. Hey, but just going on that Christmas stuff and I mean, I think they were talking about the holidays. Maybe it was for for Thanksgiving. They were talking about kind of family friendly movies. Do you got any you recommend or any you watch? I guess I mean, Thanksgiving's gone, but at least for Christmas or Christmas holiday, they were talking about Grinch too. There were a couple different Grinch versions.
You know what?
You went to anyone specific?
I'm not the person. I'm not a big movie person. I'll tell you that 100%. You know, I haven't seen most movies. One thing that I even felt was odd about me was when they were talking about the Grinch movies, and they were talking about an animated one and one with Jim Carrey and one with I don't know, like an old one or whatever. I've never seen the Grinch. So the only time I've ever seen the Grinch is when my daughter was in a Grinch play. And so I've seen a play, but I've never seen like any of the movies. So like when I was watching the Grinch play that my daughter was in a few years ago, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I was all surprised. Like when the Grinch came to like jack shit from people, I was like, I had nothing to compare it to. My family didn't watch that shit growing up. There was like 2 things that, or maybe 3 things that were on around Christmas time: A Christmas Story, Home Alone, and maybe like a Charlie Brown Christmas or something. Those things were like on repeat. But other than that, my family didn't go too far one way or the other outside of that box. So I haven't, and that was today. I was listening, and when they were talking about the Grinch, I was like, or maybe it was last night when I was doing some dishes. I was listening back to a show, but I was like, I've never seen the Grinch. I've never seen a movie, you know. So the play. So I've seen that, but I think that's odd, and that's just I'm talking about myself right there.
That is kind of crazy, bro. Because I mean, you have to know about it at least, maybe or heard about it. But the fact that you hadn't seen it and you're already this old is kind of trippy. But I mean, it's to each their own. Provolone. I mean, I like them. I mean, I grew up with them. But when you're talking old school movies, I think I said this before. I watched whatever was on free TV because that's what we used to watch. So I think you hit a couple on the head. Like the other ones I remember was like the old school Snowman. You know what I mean? I'm talking the early vintage '91 the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like the cartoon ones. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the badass. Well, the Charlie Brown ones, those are the ones that were mixed in. They were like, come on, you know, for Thanksgiving and Christmas almost every year.
You know what? Another thing that they were talking about where they were like, this generation of kids don't care about it is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When I was a kid, that was like part of Thanksgiving. You got up in the morning, you're helping your mom, you're getting yelled at, right? That's like all then, but the Thanksgiving Day Parade is on, and it's kind of like you're watching it, you're cleaning, right? The house smells like fabuloso, and that's just all part of Thanksgiving. I was watching it this year, and they were like, coming up next, they were like the K-pop Demon Hunters, you know, Golden. And I yelled for my daughter. I'm like, Kennedy! And she came and she's like, I don't care. And I go, I know you don't care, but like kind of care. It's your shit. Like, check it out. And then she was like, she took like 1 foot like back into her room, and this is how she watched it. 1 foot back in her room with her head turned, watching the TV in the living room. And then when it was over, she just went back. I was like, this generation of kids they couldn't give 2 shits about the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That is, yeah. I mean, it really depends too. But I've never really watched it either, so that maybe that I'm weird. But I wasn't at that as a kid. I never watched the parade either. I had better things to do or other things to watch, to be honest. It wasn't for me.
Yeah. let me see. Well, one of the Drews is saying, were you interested in the Wicked movies? I watched the first one with my wife and my daughter. Um, my daughter's been watching it on Prime, the original one or the first one, like on repeat. And then her and my wife went to go watch the new one. But I wanted to watch the new one with them, but they went during like a matinee or some shit when I was at work. So I probably won't watch it now because I don't see myself unless my family gets together one night when it's on like Netflix or some shit and they want to put it on then maybe I'll watch it, but I don't really have interest in watching it. But then again, I was never a real big Wizard of Oz person, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat. I watched old school Wizard of Oz, and I don't think I've ever seen Wicked, the first one, or it's not my hype. If it's free, and maybe I'll watch it. I thought about it because it was people were talking about it, but I see Keebler saying it. I heard his cheeks too, but I guess every 2 weeks you got to make your own opinion. I think it might be worth watching. I also see Keebler, you're coming to Vegas. Yeah, man. If you need any pointers or trying to have a beer, whatever, hit me up. Find me on Instagram, or whatever. Maybe Wes, we can get enough. There's a lot of Vegas, Carlos. There's like three or four, six, different, eight different people who live all over the Vegas area. We've had to
There,
link up before,
Andrew
but not had too much
Fournier
about it.
saying or Fournier, he said, "What are the Vegas odds of Rich is gonna fall off the roof at the gingerbread house party?" Uh, it depends. Is he gonna be high rich, drunk rich? Then maybe. Other than that, I don't even know if he's gonna be on the roof. I think he might make Sarah do it. She usually does all the manly shit in that relationship, right?
That's crazy. That first of all, that's what they're gonna. That's what the idea they came up with. Like, let's have this big ass party and all that. That's like whatever they do all the time. But let's put a snow machine on their roof and then just be like, oh my god, it's snowing, and like just turn it on. That's so fucking nuts, dude. That's so over the top. It goes back to last week's episode. We're talking about Cavino and the quinceañera, how it's like super lavish. I'd be like, hey, can we go back to their house for their gingerbread party or their Christmas party
For
every year?
real.
Like, bro, they got fake snow.
No, what tripped me out about the party is that Rich wants to do it back to back, like 12 to
Oh,
3, one
yeah.
party, and then from like 4 to 8 or whatever, the adult party or whatever. And I was like, Doug, I'm all for splitting them up, but in the same day just sounds like so much. Having to reset in that hour or two that you have that buffer, having to like by then you're like, cool, everybody's out the house. Aren't you kind of like at that point, like, man, I get to kind of kick it now, right? I get to put my feet up. Now everybody's gone. And then more people start showing up, and you're like, damn. At least that's how I would be. So I would break it up. I think it's a good idea the way he's like, it's getting too big. We might need to break it up. But breaking it up on the same day, I don't know. He did it last year and apparently it worked, but I don't know. I don't know if that would be my yeah, Sarah's gonna be tired. You're right. That's probably why Rich is all for it because he knows he's not gonna do any of the work.
That's a lot of just everything, bro. Like materials, and I know, I mean, and just time and preparation and then trash. I feel like everything has a fucking limit for a reason, don't it? Like,
Yeah.
just cap it off, bro. Like, do whatever you can in one party or one sitting, and then just, hey, that's it. It's not that those people are left out or whatever, but it's like, and I guess he probably doesn't want to pick and choose and lay people out, but yeah,
I
it's kind of crazy that he would have two parties to basically break up two different groups of people to be able to just have everybody at.
I have a theory. I have a theory. So Rich wants to break up the party so there's not as many people. Well, we all know that freaking Topanga and her husband have been coming over. The other day, Rich said that Jensen, Topanga's husband, was texting him saying, "Hey, thanks for having us over last night." I don't know if it was all of them or just the husband and the kid, because Rich had the kids over from the like T-ball team or whatever. I feel like Rich wants to have more of a personal connection with them and they could be his, celebrity pals. I don't know. I don't know. That's just a theory. I don't know. I'll let you guys speculate on that, but
No,
yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not a pot stirrer per
no.
se, but I'm just saying, I mean, maybe he's like, "Okay, we'll have a more intimate one, the adults, maybe a kid or two," but I feel like Rich is thinking have the adults over, Jensen, freaking Danielle, and then their little kid could go play with Ben. Now Rich is having his, THC drinks. Bada bang, bada boom. One thing leads to another. Best friends with Topanga.
That's just back when that's his way in, dude.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Let me see. Andrew Sim says he agrees with me. Thank you, Andrew. Sarah said on Have Kids, they said that it's too much. She clearly caved to Rich. See, I missed that. I haven't listened, Fournier, to Have Kids, they said, in probably close to a year. But yeah, it kind of sucks that Rich knows that Sarah's going to take on a lot of it and then kind of will talk her into it. That kind of blows. Okay, I didn't want to go there. So Andrew Sim says, knowing Rich, he wants to swing with Topanga and her husband. I didn't want to go there. I just said be best friends with them. That's where I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, let me see. It's nice to hear the other side of Rich. I'm behind a year too, Vato. Freaking, you know what's funny? Keebler says he's behind a year. This dude, I love Keebler, Joey in Texas. Right, Yobi, and this dude, he'll fall behind on the after show, and then he'll catch up like 15 episodes in one day, and he'll just be texting me all day about it. Hey, Vato, I can't believe that Covino threw his party for a 16-year-old daughter, and then it'll be like next thing he's talking about Halloween. Next thing and I'm like, oh, I guess he's catching up on past episodes, but or he'll be like, he'll send me like a vague text. Hey, Vato, you were right on episode number 308. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean, Joey? Give me a little more context, man. But it was funny because I remember he was binging around the time I did one of the last episodes with El Cucuy. And he was like, hey, man, you guys are killing it. Whatever, right? And I was sitting back going, oh, he's in for a change. And then one day, like 3 days later, hey, what happened? I saw you there. And then but I love the way Joey catches up on shows. So I feel like that's going to happen with Have Kids, they said. Joey's just going to be texting Rich or Nicole or whatever, the in-show chat or whatever, and be like, have a whole shit ton of opinions from like the last year of their life.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was quite the episode of Catch Live. Oh, don't make me relive it, Andrew Fournier. All right, now moving on.
Hey, were you able to play that band sound or?
Oh, you know what? I think I can. I think let me see.
If you can't, it's still. I just wanted to talk about it. It's so hilarious.
All right, let me turn on my Bluetooth real quick and connect it to my phone. And connected. Let me go to Luis's. Let's see if we can play this. There it is. Oh, you want to talk about that sound?
Yeah, I just think it's hilarious. Like how it came up in the show was funny, and even just the fact that they isolated and it's just there. It just makes my day. I think it's so fucking funny. And then it was so a coincidence when they were talking about earlier. I kept bitching that spot on the chat too. Like
now we have it isolated too now.
Yeah, yeah. And so what it was like when it was Rich was talking about things to do with before you get old or whatever, and one of them was spend time with your kids and whatnot. And that was one of the ones he said. So it was just funny.
Yeah. Luis loves that sound. He does. He really does. But no, it was funny.
It just like brings a smile to my face, bro. Like it's just like you can hear him fucking laughing his balls off.
No, what made me laugh about that was I think at the end of yesterday's show, I forget what it was, where Rich went on like a rant or something. And so I forget what he was talking about that nobody gave a shit about. And then freaking Spot just plays. Like going into the outro or whatever, I was just like, fucking Spot. It made me laugh.
That shit does make me laugh. And the other thing I just think about, did you see when Covino, it was a couple of, I don't remember what episode it was. I have to look it up and I'll bring it back to you guys next Tuesday. But he got on the table and he started to do a little bit of the squat shit. And I think we were talking about when his nuts were on the for the crib. when he was wearing the pants, the Lululemon pants. And
Yeah.
it was around Christmas time, remember? Because then Spot made fucking the ornaments out of it, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
all that shit came to my head the other day, and then especially because fucking Spot now has the ornaments in the front of the screen, so I'm like that was the nuts they put on Kirito
Did you see that
with the lemon.
that glass wall that Rich wants to get put up around the pool?
Yeah,
What'd you think about it? I thought it looked sleek. I'm just thinking it's gonna be a pain in the ass to keep clean.
yeah, even just from the elements and shit, like I don't know, I feel like I mean, yeah, there's probably gonna be paying for someone to maintain it anyway. Maybe not, but still,
I
it's definitely like some sim shit.
What I was thinking about was they're in LA. They're gonna have a friggin' earthquake and that shit's just gonna they're gonna come out in the backyard one day and it's just gonna be in a bunch of crumbs.
You know, shit, that shit does be kind of.
Yeah.
Talking about that. Hey, I just had a question. Is it getting cold out there already or what? Your neck of the
Uh,
woods? Nah, you guys don't get cold, huh?
it was 71 today, so I mean that's the coldest. I mean this morning it was like 47 or something, so it was chilly this morning, but that's probably like the coldest it's gonna get.
I had a question as a vato. Like I remember, like us growing up, like the heater was like few and far between, bro. It didn't matter how cold it was and shit. Like for us, my mom and my dad were like, maybe because of we're poor or how we grew up, but they were like, get another cobija or put another sweater on and shit. And like I mean, I have a heater, but a central air heater. I remember growing up, I had like space heaters when I needed them, and I dated some chick who had like the blankets. Those things terrify me.
No,
But what do
Doug.
you got going on? I mean,
w-
I got a jacket on for this.
Well, see, I like right now I'm loving it. Like I'll have like my windows open and like I love it. I love it colder because it's so damn hot. I was just looking up one of our record temperatures was in I don't know, like the late 90s. It got to like 124 was like our record like high. And usually it's like 118, 120 is pretty average, you know. So when it's colder, I'm loving it. My wife though, she'll get home and it'll be like 68 degrees in the house, you know, or like and it's different because usually we'll set like my air conditioning to like 68, but when it's like your thermostat just says that because your windows are open and stuff, it does feel colder in the house because it'll say anywhere from 68 to 70 degrees and it's pretty chilly in here. My wife will get home and she's like, close the windows, it's cold as hell in here. And I'm just like, damn it. But when I was a kid, I remember, dog, we had these like you know, early to mid 90s. We had this like those space heaters that they ended up having to like recall because they would catch people's houses on fire and shit, you know. And I remember if you wanted to be warm when you were a kid, you had to lay like right next to it because we weren't heating up the house. It was like that one little. I remember my mom probably still has it, a metal space heater that would be hot if your ass touched anywhere around it. Like even like the side of it, the back of it, that whole motherfucker felt like a toaster.
It
But
was like a toaster. It even looked like one. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like industrial fuck. Like, is this a fucking army fucking piece of shit?
no,
It's like industrial as fuck.
it's funny that you said army because I remember it being like almost a brown or a dark green color. Like I'm like that's how I remember having to get next to that when I was a kid. I'm like, oh man. But
Damn, I see a 4 year air talking about man's first snow for him. That's kind of crazy. I
first
see snow up
snow.
in the mountain here at Vegas. I mean, I see it up in the mountain, but we don't really get too much of it.
First snow to date. Damn. You know what? I'm actually excited because we're going to Missouri for Christmas. So usually like when we have, you know, Christmas on like the East Coast or that part of the country, like further east, it feels like Christmas, which is cool because I grew up in Arizona. You know, it's 72 degrees, 75 degrees on Christmas Day. You know, you wear a hoodie if you want to be in the spirit, but you're not really cold. It's just because it's like, oh, I can wear it for a few days of the year, you know? So I like when it's cold during Christmas. I like the snow and I like all that. I only get to experience it though every other year though.
It is pretty nice to like have a white Christmas. I used to live in North Nevada, and so that was badass when you would go up to snow, especially for like Christmas and all that. It just really kind of makes the whole vibe put together. But I was just up there actually in North Nevada, and my homie had a pellet stove too. He made like his hangout spot,
Hmm.
and it's outside and it's cold as shit up there right now. And so that's what he had too. That's what I was thinking about because man, that shit got hot in there, bro. And but it was badass. I mean, it was. That's what it was got me thinking about this whole
No,
time and
I
the meetup.
remember when I had this was probably I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago when we were back east for Christmas. We were coming out of the cabin because we stayed in these cabins in like it was like Massanutten or some shit. I forget where we were, but when we came out, there was ice on the stairs going down. And it was funny because I used to bag on people whenever you would see them like on ridiculousness and like those kind of shows when they're walking and they just slip in the snow and they bust like that Home Alone type fall, where their legs go straight up and they fall. Dog, I was so close to doing that. I'm going down the stairs and it was like a thin layer of ice and dog, my legs just started but there was a rail right coming out of the cabin and I must have done this little cartoon little shuffle for like a half hour just grabbing onto the rail going like, oh shit, it really does happen. I was like, man, that
Dude, I have a video of my cousin doing that, like on a ring camera, and then we fucking altered it with like put the little cartoon smoke and sound on it, like a boom when it hit the ground, like the little bomb went off. Like, oh, it was fucking hilarious. But that shit does happen, bro, and that shit sucks too. And I see Fournier talk about how he broke a rib. Man, I've ate shit in black ice too, bro. And I mean, I wrecked a truck and I'm going on the highway on ice too, man. That
for
shit,
real.
bro, that shit hurt. Yeah,
That sucks, man. And then
Yeah.
Magical Mexican, he's here in town with me, actually. He not with me, but he's in my town. He said, going for a walk, nice brisk 56 out right now. I went for a walk last night. Actually about this time last night, and it was like 62 degrees. And it was dope. I went past like the airport and like by our Marine base and shit. And it was just nice. There's like nothing out there, right? It's like big, like empty space. And it was just nice and cool. I had like a big light jacket on, but it was like oversized. It was like literally like 5X's. I told my daughter, I go, Kennedy, I've lost too much weight. She goes, what? I go, this used to be really tight on me. And then she was looking at me like, you lying motherfucker. I don't even know where I got that jacket from. It was probably like one of my tias or something, dog, because this shit's like gigantic, But I put it on. It was like a cobija. I was just like, I put it on. I looked all little in it, dog. So if you saw some dude looking homeless with a gigantic jacket walking down like by the airport, Magical Mexican, that was probably me.
It was a señor también.
But yeah, let me see. What else happened this past week? So we had I guess Melody's going back to with her mom for Christmas. So Melody's gonna be gone for Christmas. Covino, did you see any of the things that happened for Thanksgiving? I got to see some of the pictures that Covino put on social media and like his family was putting. It was cool, man. It was all of the kids to have all the kids back together, all 5 kids in Jersey. And man, their parents' house is like so freaking beautiful. It's like literally, speaking of a Hallmark movie, it's like a Hallmark movie, it's a beautiful house on the East Coast. All the kids are there, all the grandkids, the parents look good. They look like they're in good health. I was like, man, they have like the perfect little American story. The mom comes from Mexico, the dad's over here, he's a vendor, and then like now they have their beautiful home with their kids. It was just so cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. And I actually messaged him that one night after that day. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm like, that's so fucking badass. I'm like, thanks for sharing. Like, it makes me feel so like, oh, I miss my family and shit. Like, oh, I want to go kick it and stuff. I'm like, and how beautiful for their family who have that because, I mean, I've had my family, even my immediate family, my extended family. I'm sure everyone has some. There's drama where Joe Blow doesn't talk to her and or so and so is dead. And then there's other families that I see that always hang out. They're always close knit together. So people when people have that, I think that's beautiful. And when they don't, I'm a little envious. But it was kind of like a fucking movie. Even the way the house is set up, the way the
Yeah.
beds were folded, like everything was had its own little place, and it was nice as fuck, man.
Yeah,
It was
no,
a nice one.
it's funny because you said that you're like, man, like you think you're like your own, not you, but when I was like listening, I'm all thinking about all the people in my family that have died, right? I'm like, there's like hardly any like I'm like my dad's gone, my grandparents are mostly gone. I was like there's only three of us kids, and my mom. It's me, my brother, my sister. I only saw my sister for Thanksgiving. I haven't seen my brother in a couple of months, and I'm just like, dog, we're in the same city. I'm like, so that's why I think it was so remarkable to have all five kids together. And they were saying it doesn't happen every year, right? It's very rare that it happens. That's why they were taking pictures and stuff. But I was like, man, they can't even get all of us together in the same city. I don't know how the hell the Cavinos got all their kids together from across the world. One sister's in like Germany or whatever. One sister's in fucking Honolulu, and one brother's in freaking. They're just all over the place, And to have them all together for Thanksgiving, I'm like, that was hella cool.
It was, man. Yo, and just to answer Andrew Sims, man, I heard he's asking about Herbert if I think Herbert's going to play the Chargers quarterback. I think he will, bro. I mean, he broke his hand during the game and he fucking played right there. I mean, if the doctors, I'm sure if they say it'll damage it moving forward or permanently, he probably won't, obviously. But if I know him, he's probably going to want to. And I mean, it's go time as a football fan, man. We're that late in the season where like we kind of need to win. We're in a good spot. We need to kind of finish winning out. But we'll see, brother. I mean, I'm actually going to be at the game, so I'll be crossing my fingers. Hopefully, he's there.
You're gonna be at the
AJ
game, you said?
Fournier. Yeah, I got season tickets, so I usually go to all the home games.
Oh, that's dope.
And then AJ saying his family does seem pretty genuine, and I don't know if some of us got to meet him at the meetup, and that was kind of cool to even see them there. They were hella nice too, and they were really easy to talk to and be around. So that they definitely are cool people. And his mom was hella sick, dude. That's crazy because it was like her time. Like to me, I kept thinking how my mom would be so excited to have all her kids, all her grandkids, like that joy of at my house and all that shit. And she's fucking in bed, like, like fucking sick as fuck. Like,
that's probably why,
how
dog.
terrible.
She was so overwhelmed, her body couldn't take
handle
it.
it.
She couldn't
Yeah.
handle it. Yeah, her body was like, "Ay, Dios mío." She's like, like over here having all the kids together. She probably was overwhelmed and just, which sucks because I think on Wednesday's show, Cavino did like a little tour of the house and all that, and we got to see the mom doing dishes, making bacon.
Bacon,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So you see all that, and then to know that later that night and Thanksgiving she was sick, you're like, oh man, that sucks, man.
Pretty big bummer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Keebler, are you a Texas fan? You must be a Texas fan. I'm actually going to the Chargers Texas game too down in Texas, so
We don't need to
I'll
talk
be down
about the
there
Chargers. No, I think he's a
Are you a
Raiders
Raider
fan.
fan?
I think
Oh, pobrecito. You got that ass kicking last week. You got the broom, bro. Sweet. But hey, man, it happens. It's all good. It's just sports. I like to talk shit. So.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Keebler's but it could be me just assuming because he's Mexican, right?
Or Danny G's a fucking Raider fan too. That'd be Texas name talking shit all the time too. He said it was gonna be a battle of the worst O lines. I'm like, yeah, it was, bro. But I'm grateful we won. Yeah, he said Raiders. It's all right, bro. You're already on the next season, just like every other goddamn season.
What's funny? No,
we're still in the middle of this one.
The Raiders came out swinging and beat the Patriots, right? And everybody is like, "Oh, maybe, right? Maybe." And then, I mean, we see how the Patriots are doing. We see how the Raiders are doing. Like, okay, maybe not, maybe.
That's so funny that's how that happened, and you're so right.
It's crazy, it's crazy because
it's a parody.
It happens, and you're like, first of all, you're like, oh, well, right, the Patriots are never going to be the same, right? And then they come back, they start kicking ass, and then the Raiders, you're like, hey, what happened? Like, no, just like the freaking who is it? The Cowboys. Just like the Cowboys beat the Eagles, they go beat the Chiefs. You're like, wait, hold on. Like when they were playing the Eagles, I'm like, oh, obviously the Eagles are gonna win. Then they're playing the Chiefs, and I'm like, the Chiefs have been kind of so. I'm like, and then they beat. I'm like, wait, but I still thought they're gonna win. I mean, so at one point the Chiefs were plus money, so I put money on them, and then look what happened. It was probably my fault.
Fucking ass. Yo, have you seen? Are you into Stranger Things? Or have you seen that, or are you watching that?
I've never seen Stranger Things. Fill me in. I mean, what's going
No,
on?
it's just no. The new 4 episodes just came out, so it's kind of people have been talking about, it, and it just so I think it just came out over Thanksgiving break. Four episodes came out,
Yeah.
and so then there's like a couple more, an extra one coming out on Christmas, and then the last one's actually coming out on New Year's, and then you guys help me out there, future dudes. But I seen the fun fact. I mean, it's a cool show. I mean, you've had to hear about it. It's a Netflix show, and I guess the biggest story was it took like what fucking 9, 10 years for like the new season to come out. Like the kids literally on the show are fucking kids,
And
and
now they're
now they're
grown.
like the rest of the. I mean, it's what happens, but it's just like took the fucking ever. But anyway, the first four just came out, so it's kind of in the talk of the town and shit.
Give me
But I seen
a
that.
brief overview of the show because I've heard a lot about it. And what I hear is, oh, it's like a modern day Goonies or some shit. I've never seen the Goonies either, so I don't know what the fuck that means. So just give me a 15 to 30-second recap of what the show is about.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the best one to say that, but what you mean, anyone out there if I get it wrong, but it's basically like who's good versus evil. Sorry, I got fireworks going on. My dog's freaking out. He hates fireworks. But it's like a good timing. Come here, Pooch. It's like good versus evil, and then but there's like monsters involved, and then there's some girls who was like a biolab girl who basically was trying to out there to save the world. My bad, homie.
No, it's all good. So Magical Mexican said you can't give a brief overview, dog. I'm like, I don't know. Well, just tell me, like, is it like the what I mean by brief overview? I know there's kids in it. So is it like a bunch of kids? Or is it like a bunch of cousins that find a fucking lamp and it changes their life? Or I wonder if I could chat GPT this shit and just
Yeah,
say,
you should chat GPT it
okay,
because like it's too hard to tell, and like I don't want to butcher it. But
okay.
the fun fact I seen and I just wanted to share real quick was so the season finale, which comes out New Year's, um, it's gonna be 2 hours and 5 minutes. How crazy is that? It's the third longest season finale of all time.
What is it?
It's the third longest season finale of all time because it's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
So it's basically a movie.
Like it's fucking crazy. And then the top five, which is Lost, was number five at 104 minutes. I know that was kind of a big ass show, and a lot of people watch that show. And then MASH. I mean, that was old school. I remember when I used to stay home from school or watch that when I was home when I was a young kid. That was on 120 minutes. And then Stranger Things at 125. Senses, I never heard or seen that one. That was 152 minutes. And then the Magnificent Century was 157 minutes, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Keebler, look at Keebler says it's basically a cross between Star Wars, Goonies, and Harry Potter. I've never seen Goonies. I've never seen Harry Potter, and the only Star Wars I've seen was Episode 1 in theaters when I was like 9. So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT, who explained it to me. Let me go ahead. Stranger Things is a sci-fi horror series set in the 1980s that follows a group of kids in the small town of Hawkins as they search for their missing friend. They discover a girl with supernatural abilities, Millie Bobby Brown, right? I'm guessing. Uncover a secret government experiment that opened a portal to a dark parallel dimension called the Upside Down. As monsters escape and danger grows, the kids, their families, and local authorities fight to protect their town and lose the gateway. Oh, and close the gateway. There we go. Now I know what it's about. I kind of want to watch it now.
You should, bro. It's kind of it's kind of in the news right now. It's kind of the big thing and shit.
Yeah. All right then.
It's action, family, love stories in there, and like good versus bad.
Oh, the chat just has me rolling today, dog. The chat is going off, dog. Jar Jar Binks was in the one movie that I saw, so I appreciate that. Oh man, they're gonna do the show finale in some theaters. Did you hear that? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of a big fucking deal, and for some reason they're doing it every holiday because people are gonna be home. So I'm sure they're trying to like just fluff the numbers up, right?
My sister's homie's in that show. I don't know how much he's in that show, but he plays a pizza delivery guy and he's got long hair. He's a Mexican dude.
Oh yeah, he was in last season, I believe.
Well, that's my sister. She's known him since like seventh grade. His name's Eduardo, and he was on that show, American Vandal, where they would draw dicks on people's cars and tagging dicks and shit. Do you remember that show? There was a show on
Nah.
Netflix where it was like a group of teenagers or whatever, and they were trying to figure out who this vandal was that would go around drawing dicks on like cars, spray painting like dicks on like the fucking at their school, and they were trying to figure out who this vandal was, and he was on that show. He was like one of like the Trailer Park Boys or whatever the hell the little group of people were. Um, but yeah, but it's funny because I remember when my sister was a kid, he was always recording like little videos and shit. And then him and his other friends, they started this thing called LEG Productions. And I always called it Leg Productions, right? But it was like it was like Luis, Eduardo, and like Giovanni or some shit or whatever their initials were. And they had this little crew where they would make videos and shit. And it's so funny to see that fool like after high school move out to LA, and then he's on shows like this. I'm like, oh, that shit's crazy. My sister's like, I remember when that motherfucker had a faux hawk, and now he's got hair down to his ass, you know? But yeah, crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, he didn't grow up with Monsi or nothing like some people, you know?
Yeah, whatever. I didn't go with her. I just knew her.
Yeah, yeah. No, I seen a picture of her the other day on social media, and I was like, damn, I was like, that's crazy. This fool said like her brother was like a star athlete and shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, dang. Yeah, so yeah. Not that I was thinking about you when I saw a picture of Monsi, because I mean, you know, I'm not no Rich Davis over here, you know, wanting to get emotional and shit, you know.
Won the spoon.
Uh,
Hey, so do you guys have an elf on the shelf for your pad, or what? Do you got kids? Do you do that?
do what?
I know a lot of families do that shit. Elf on the shelf.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
time of
yeah.
year game.
Yeah. My daughter's all about that shit. And her elf is named Ariel. So she's been waiting like fucking Thanksgiving. She's like, Daddy, you think Ariel's gonna be here yet? She fell asleep over here next to me. But she'll be like, you think Ariel's gonna be here yet? I'm like, I don't know. Fucking, you know, maybe Ariel's had a lot going on at work. And a little fucking preoccupied to want to come and do shit. And then yeah, but she was like, oh, so when she showed up the other day, my daughter was hella stoked. So which is funny because dog, I thought of doing vato on a saco, right? And then having like do you remember dog having like having like a little vato, like an elf, but not an elf, a little vato, like a little monito of like a GI Joe or something, dog. And he shows
Yeah.
up around Christmas time, and he's on laundry. He's on like a sock or like a, you know, a vato on a saco, right? And so I was like, just market that shit, dog, and then have him like the little vato travels just like your elf does, but he's always on laundry and shit. So they're like, clean up your room. I can't. I'm waiting for vato on a saco, you know?
Hey, bro, you must have read my mind because I was just thinking of stuff. Just same shit.
Like a
Because
hood version?
yeah, because Javino DM me. It's the Wasafu, or it's the food news.
Yeah.
You know who that fool is? He's like a gangster. He says, "Hey, this is food news." He's
Yeah,
out there. With
it
his
looks like
phone, and he's
Fox,
like, "Yep."
like sometimes on a microphone, and it looks like Fox News
Yeah.
or whatever, and he has like a little
Yeah.
little square on it or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like some sick ass vato ass food. Like he's an triple OG and shit. And so he's selling these ones that look like Edgar's and shit. And they have the whole Edgar haircut, like the
Yeah.
alpaca haircut with the chain and the earrings and shit. And they have the shirt. And he calls the shoes like the Jankies or whatever the shoes are. And it looks legit, bro. I'm like that shit would be the perfect like. I was writing shit down on like a
No.
vato on the mantle, or like
Yeah.
a vato on the stoop or something like that. Because that shit would. That's what you need in a Mexican house.
Exactly, right? Like, cause dog, cause that's some shit that I never thought in a million years we would have going on in my house, an elf on a shelf. I'm like, dog, we're not done with that puto shit. We, you know, our house is cool. And then next thing you know, dog, you have a kid, and fucking there you are, all putoed out and shit. Oh, I wonder if the elf is here. You know, fucking. You know?
This one's funny. Valentin and a calcetin. There is a little Snoop one actually too. I have seen that one, Keebler.
Valentin.
It's like a hood version. That's the hood one. Yeah, well there it is. Valentin on a calcetin.
That's hilarious,
It
dog.
just rolls right off the tongue too. That's perfect. Good one. Homie.
You know what's funny, dog?
Not
It's
just mixing with
funny.
the dub.
especially like where I'm from, all the kids are mixed, dog. Like I remember my buddy, when his sister was gonna marry some dude. I'm like, oh, what's up with this dude? He's like, he's fucking half Mexican, half white, like everybody else in fucking Yuma. And I was like, oh yeah, it's funny. So there's this little girl that she cheers with my daughter, and she looks like a little white kid, dog. And one day she's running around cheer. Where's my calcetin? And I was like, dog, it's just fucking hilarious because like all these kids are so fucking like look like white kids that are speaking Spanish, or they look fucking Mexican, but they don't know everything's all mixed and shit right here, so close to the border, you know?
Yeah. It just looked some type of way, but sounded different. It totally sounded a different
Oh,
way.
I'm
I got
thinking
some
of,
cousins like that.
yeah, dog. Like, anyway, um, but dog, I think we only have like 10 more minutes before we got to wrap up. But let me see. Anything else that we missed? Let us know in the chat if there's anything else from the last couple of weeks that maybe we missed. I know Keebler's not usually here in the chat, so Keebler, if there's anything that you wanted us to talk about, let us know. Or yeah, I don't know if there's anything we missed. Los Doyers, are you getting ready for the next season? You know what I love about baseball season is like I don't like baseball, but always like around I think about like playoffs and World Series. It's always like around Halloween time. It's always around like when all the sports are kind of like basketball starting to come back. I'm just like, dog, like I love football starting. Oh, it's getting colder outside. Like that's what my favorite part about baseball is when it's ending. Cause I follow like the playoffs and shit, but I'm not a big baseball fan throughout the year. So it's ending, dog, and then we have all the other sports coming through. It's getting colder. We can maybe wear a jacket. Keebler said, "No, I'll text you." Yeah, I know you will, fool. But yeah, but anything else? Anything else that's going on, Luis, that you wanted to catch up on besides besides whatever we already talked about?
Nah, homie, I hit kind of the points I had to talk about. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna take a trip. I'm gonna go somewhere fun and somewhere warm. I got basically, like I said, the month of December off, so I'm trying to figure out if I should go to the beach somewhere or like DR. I gotta look up somewhere where it's nice right now and just go out there and put my feet in the sand, man. Be
You,
one with the earth out there. So I'm looking forward to that. And then
be one with the
do some
earth.
do some puto shit,
Yeah,
and then
dog.
go home
That's
and
what you said. Be
find some chick and be like, hey, can I tell you how I feel today?
Be
But
one, dog. You said put my feet in the sand and be one with the earth, dog. I almost thought somebody else was on the call. I'm like, dog, what kind of puto shit is this?
maybe some spiritual shit,
Put my
But no,
feet.
just trying to get out there and enjoy some of this vacation I got
Yeah.
after a long ass fucking
No,
year.
but you said go to the DR or something like that. You'll just travel like that, like that. To me, that sounds like exotic, dog. I get scared to leave America unless it's going like right over the border. So like you'll be going to the DR and shit, like just like that, como si nada.
Yeah, I used to travel for work a lot, and even then, that's why I always been on thing out of done. I've actually been there twice. I've been to Brazil, been to Europe, been to Alaska, I went to
Damn,
I went to Mongolia, all over the
traveling
states,
man.
and then we've done some work in Alaska. But yeah, so it's fun, dude, and you never know if you get out there. I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, over there I kind of blend in, but I mean, if you're looking for trouble, you're gonna find it. A hood is a hood. It doesn't matter what country you're in. What doesn't matter what shape you look
Yeah,
or language you speak. They all look the same. If it looks sketchy and nasty and dirty and people like you're like yeah, maybe let's not go there, right? Let's not
yeah.
walk there. So I mean, I don't mind it. It's fun. I like to go to new places. And I usually ride solo too, which is funny. Everyone's like, "You go by yourself too?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, bro. It's the best way to do it."
That's cool, man. That's the only trip I've ever taken like alone was this past August when I went to Chicago. So it wasn't even like far, but for me that was enough. Like it was cool though because I just got to go and explore the city by myself. That was something cool because you're like it's not up to anybody else. It's like what do I feel like doing? Oh, I want to go check out this pizza joint. All right. I want to go to a comedy show. Fuck it, right? Like, who's gonna tell you no? So that's the cool part is where you can do whatever the fuck you want, and especially like you're a single dude. You might meet a lady, or I don't know. Ah, shit. Hold on. Yeah. So
No, that's all good, man. And then I like to see new places. Like everyone has a bucket list, like kind of, and then, like for me, for sports, I've at least for football, I've been trying to hit like all the other stadiums that there is and shit. So I try to do that at least once a year or so. So So
Yeah.
it's a big ass world, man. We gotta get out there and see it if you can while you can.
Yeah. I got to get my passport first. I don't have a passport.
Yeah.
I don't even
They're
have
gonna start finding people now. Did you see that?
for the real ID.
If you don't have a real ID and or a passport, they're gonna start finding people. That way, people can actually do something about it. Because right now, like Cavino, I think you don't give a fuck. You just roll up. I don't know what they do or tell you, but they're probably just like.
I'll tell you. So, Doc. So when I flew out of Yuma, I didn't have my real ID. It was like gonna be here in like a day or two, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm already going." So anyway, I flew out of Yuma, Doc. They fucking our airport is like the size of a Walmart, right? Doc, like no lie, it's fucking little, right? So I'm flying out. They get my laptop and shit, dog. They fucking wand everything down with some little fucking wipe. All kinds of shit, dog. They had to do some testing, all kinds of shit, right? So I was like, fuck, man, when I'm flying back from Chicago, it's a bigger airport. It's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to be probably held up in like secondary. Dog, when I went to that airport, the dude was like, you don't have your real ID? I was like, no. He's like, oh, here's a paper. And it had like some information on how to get one. He's like, have a good day. I was like, what? But I guess now they're gonna start finding people. What I need to get though is at least they have like a passport when you're just traveling on land and shit, and it's just like an
Passport
ID.
card.
The card, yeah.
Mhm.
I need to at least get one of those because when I go to Mexico and shit, dog, it's a hassle. Like every time I pull out my fucking, I have to pull out my birth certificate, I have to pull out my ID, I have to pull out fucking a urine sample, and fucking they have to swab my butt cheeks. Like it's a whole shit, dog. Whenever I'm traveling.
Yeah, bro, that's doing too much. Just get a passport, bro. It doesn't even take that long.
Yeah.
We gotta make an appointment, but that's it. It depends on your post office.
Andrew said you should travel more, D. I will. But you know what though? It's like, people have these like if somebody set it up, I guess I'm like Covino in that port in that way, If somebody like if my wife was like, hey, we're going to London, I'm like, cool. As long as I just have to be there, then I'm stoked, right? I'll go, whatever. But if I have to set everything up or even have to like fucking think about where I want to go, I don't fucking really want to go anywhere. Like, I'm like, yeah, there's some places like in the United States I would like to go, but I've never been one of those people like, I want to go to Egypt or I want to fucking, go to fucking Rio de Janeiro and see the big ass fucking Santo and shit. Like, like that's whatever. I mean, that'd be cool. But I'm not gonna fucking like. I have to watch Kill Tony on Monday, so you know what I'm saying, dog? Like, I don't know.
I might go to the Rio Maria, whatever, where Cavino always be going to.
Oh yeah.
I looked. Hell yeah.
Oh, you know what? We have to go. Right? We're gonna have to go in a second, but dog, I can't wait for the next time they do mail time. I sent Covino a gift that I haven't even seen yet because I created it online and I sent it to him. So I'm excited to see how it is or whatever, but I think it's something that he's going to be stoked about because it's very personal. And that's one of the things they're talking about, gifts, right? Covino is like, I don't want to get Jordan something that's like weak or whatever. I want to get her a gift that's like meaningful. This is just something I created that I sent his way, but I can't wait for him to open it, dog, because I think he's going to be stoked. So if you guys watch, Patreon, look out for mail time because it doesn't have a name on it. So I texted Covino. I'm like, hey, dog, something's coming your way. I think you're going to know it's from me, but just it's not going to have a name and it's going to, whatever. He's like, all right. So whenever they do mail time, just know I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be right there watching and waiting. So yeah, I don't know. Just wanted
If
to
you're
share.
not on tier 2, you better get on tier 2. It's like $5 more. Don't be a cheap ass. But hey, we'll keep an eye out for you, man. We'll be cheering for you. We'll be excited to see what it is. We'll be seeing it with the first time, like the rest of the world too.
Hell yeah. So episode number 316, Luis, I appreciate your time again. As always, this was so much fun. Do you have anything that you want to leave anybody with? If not, we can go ahead and wrap this bad boy up.
Nah, man, just health as well. Thanks for tuning in. Whoever's out there, the boys, Andrew. Okay, for the rest of you guys, Magic Mike, hit me up, man. Nice to see you guys. Nice to meet you guys. Appreciate having us. Looking forward to having some time off still right now, and we'll be back next Tuesday, brother.
Hell yeah. After show, but later. We will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.